Welcome back, everybody. Max Knight here. We're playing some more Phantasy Star 4 Prototype. Let's go and talk to some more people, because that's all we ever do, is talk to people. Lots of snowstorms, and your hat's going to be blown away. I think Guyana had it perfectly right on spot on. Weapon and armor store. Yes, let's see what they got. What do you got? What do you got? Junk. Goodbye. What do you have on the armor side? Now we're talking! Silver helmet for Rudy, silver crown for Fall, and silver mail for both. Now admittedly, the silver equipment like this is going to reduce Fall's mental stat. It was at 30, and now it's going to be going down to 25. In comparison to Rudy, who is going to be equipping the Silver Met, which will increase his mental by 2 points, and decrease his mental by 2 points with the Mail, or the Silver Mail. But it's still much needed defense power, because magic defense is something that we don't quite need, and mental is best left to the two that require mental. I really should have bought an extra, don't sell it, dagnabbit. My controller doesn't quite always want to register things properly, and that wasn't very fun. Anyways, I probably should have purchased another Psi circlet, Psi ring, whatever. I could have brought it along and gave it to Raja, and in fact I could still go get one, but you know, I don't care. Anyway, sell all that stuff. And let's head out, and while I'm thinking about it, let's equip that pulse laser on Forn. I'm sure there'll be great use for it. Let's talk to this guy. I've heard of Laconia. Really? Out of Dizalis, huh? Huh. So Laconia is a silverish substance, and low-grade Laconia makes silver equipment. I can imagine that this climate is terrible for the Parmans living here. Parmanians, I don't know what to say. Anyways, last house. Your power supply. You guys use a power supply? I mean, I guess, you know, chopping down wood for your fire, but still. 2 more towns that we'll be looking for, Mies and Reschel. I don't think we can get access to them, though. I think that might be behind the ice. Parmanians. I've heard Parmanians and I've heard Parmans. And I don't know which one to say. Let's just call them human and be done with it. Anyways, the story that he told here is a familiar one to anyone who's played Phantasy Star 2 far enough to actually know who they're talking about. While I can say I've played Phantasy Star 2, I can't say I've actually made it that far through the game. Anyways, last place in town that we haven't looked in, that was a really bit of slowdown there. It's an interesting epitaph. I don't understand that. You've been left on your own. And he touches the inscription, apparently, and it makes the plate move. Thus, do we gain access. Maybe there's a spaceship down there. So let's go down. They call it the hangar. I would imagine there must be a spaceship down here somewhere. Well, let's go exploring. There's probably treasure. The Helix. Now, these guys are like your monster flies and your force flies, but they are immune. That is to say, they only take 1 damage from flame attacks. And they are very powerful with their own flame attacks. Let's just say that we can't seem to hit the thing. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I wouldn't want to do this. Now watch. Raja, have him use Res. 74 HP from Res. That's because his mental is so high. Now, when we get Han back later on, or when we can get him back, he'll be able to do something similar to that because his mental will be pretty high. But Raja will still have the better rest technique. Ooh, Zircon gear. Zircon gear, of course, giving a small bonus to defense compared to ceramic gear. I think he's no longer resistant to fire, though, or he might have natural fire resistance. I can't remember. I really wish I knew what they were intending to put in that treasure chest before leaving it there open. 2 more helixes? Yeah, I mean, I really wish that they weren't so fast and powerful, and I meant to hit the button, and for some reason it just kept going. I don't know what happened there. Hit him! Okay, there we go. It's a weak attack, though. Fallen Rudy gaining another level each. I mean, it's not critical. And Fall is constantly ahead of Rudy in HP and TP. I think until about level 25. I think that's when they start being more equal compared to her being better than him. The Landale, or Landale. Now, where have I heard that name before? A certain heroine of yore. Roger gets ignored by Rudy. For good reason. I don't get him. I mean, I would ignore him too. Yay! Wait. Now I want to know something. Where did this come from? Because all we found was a ship. We didn't find any spaceports. But oh well, let's go in. Airport. Anyways, heal up on here. And save the game. It's been a little while. Let's go. Go to Motavia, Zelan, Kuran. Let's not. I actually have something I need to go do. We've already healed up, so what's possibly left to do? Well, let's go back to Tyler and find out. Especially since I accidentally sold that Trimate. Let us stock up on Dimate. Now, admittedly, we probably don't need it quite as much, but I'd still like to, if possible, save Raja's TP for the fact that I just want to save his TP. How about that? Anyways, I'm just going to buy a bunch of these and be done with it. Oh, how boring. He's buying items again. And yeah, I think that's enough. Let's finally head out. I got up to the end of the 3rd page, and my controller is just doing really, really weird things. It's a wireless controller, so that might have something to do with it, but the D-pad doesn't always push the direction that I am pushing on. It doesn't send that signal. Okay, now save again, and finally let's head out to Kuran. Look at that. Oh, look at that blast off. That is so awesome. Gee, this satellite looks familiar. Okay, now, this passageway should look familiar too, but just for the record, I could have skipped that if I wanted to. I didn't want to. I like the music too much. I don't like this music, though, but that's just because it's played so many different places. And Raja, it was kind of dizzy, and I thought maybe I could save here, because I don't remember being able to fight enemies in this little hallway, but whatever. Anyways, much more complicated than Zelan, even though they look like they're the same size, and I hate this. Float mines. Led by a command ball. I thought about using Hune, but then I decided, nah, and then they did this. Admittedly, the detonation is a lot weaker than when a single command ball actually, or a single float mine actually explodes, but still, it's annoying. See, look at that, and they can use warning to bring more of them. It's gonna take one more round, and they both did 32 damage with criticals. Or was Rain's 23, I can't remember. Anyways, nah, they're not They don't give very good experience and whatnot. Let's, I was looking at the time and I thought I have like a minute left. But I decided to just keep going. Luckily we don't get into any more battles, but here, chest. Hello? More Android parts! Hooray! Hyper Jammer. This is probably the weakest of the Android part weapons that you'll find, simply because it's non-damaging. All it does is paralyze mechs. I think it might be the only mech paralysis move that's available, but it's also part of an excellent combo later. So when we come back, we're going to be exploring more of Kuran. See ya!